Okay, we're going. Okay. All right, anyway,
Yeah.
we're going live. Welcome to this week's episode of Spicy and Dicey, episode 94. So we're almost headed into the last arc. The last arc kind of starts here around episode 95, 96 after Goldfish. So let's see how we do moving forward. Like I said, we're not too much more ahead, just basically one more final arc. But enjoy the opening and the recap, guys. Have a blasty blast. There's new art and music for you guys, of course, and in the break. So here we go. Yeah, Sakura and Amalia, prepare for some stuff today.
In a town where the waves collide, goldfish shines, it's where we reside. But shadows rise, there's a storm inside. Misfits gather for the coming fight. Norman grins from the depths unknown. An evil man sits upon his throne. The Orca King, his tight so cruel. We stand unfazed, we're breaking the rules. We are the Misfits, hearts untamed, fighting for goldfish. Never ashamed, we'll ride the waves, cast fear aside. Our courage burns like the ocean tide. Like the ocean tide.
Last time on Spicy and Dicey, the Misfits of Malla badly hurt Norman in his chambers, and Halmon had a flashback to his past where he was first thrown out of the land of Drew by a Hallsworth. The people there championed him to go on as they were sadly killed, and he made the difficult choice to choose between them or his father. This gave him the courage and confidence to get back up, look more like his barbarian self, and break out of his cage. While Sakura used her healing magic and Astrum summoned glyphs, and Clive summoned a Reaper Shadow to help take down Norman. However, Wendeline's father was badly hurt by an arrow and she needed to revive him, while Pippa warned Amalia of the traps and they ran to confront the Hallsworth hologram in the dark. Belle managed to shoot into her uncle and stab him badly. However, it was Sirus who brought her back from his evil deeds that got the killing blow with a vengeance blast, which hurt him seemingly to death. But Pete and Pippa were able to revive him as well. And now they had to deal with the Hallsworth hologram. What will happen this week?
Man, last time was pretty crazy. Sirus went down, they killed Norman, but Hallsworth's, projection is still like going in the room. What is it, an astral projection made of magic? He can still do stuff from there, just because he's not there doesn't mean that he can't use magic from his, projected form. This is going to be crazy, maybe.
Look, I don't know why this team always wants to die so bad, or at least some of the guys want to be mega edgelords and get killed off. But hell, if that's what they want, I could always watch some of that. Man, I wouldn't mind seeing some blood and gore and heads ripped off these dumb motherfuckers. But hey, I'm getting ahead of myself now, heading into that last arc.
Oh my God, guys! I don't know what to tell you. They're looking at you like you guys are fresh meat now. Apparently, some of you guys want to die. So the watchers out there, Clive can tell you the watchers, they like when you guys die. So who knows? I don't know if that's exactly what you want, but hey, it's what some of you guys are trying to do. At least some of the guys. But let's start exactly where you were, Little Belle. Sierra, if you are there, you had just jumped on top of your uncle's body into the air. You pointed your crossbow down at Norman. Boom! You shot him multiple times, Belle. You stabbed him in the shoulder. Halmon had him in his grasp. And then, of course, Sirus just shoots a vengeance blast out of his hands, unfortunately crippling himself with the amount of power that it releases. But Belle, you look down at your uncle's body that is smoldering on the ground. You spit in it. Halmon is exhausted next to you, Belle. He's tired. He just went through a lot himself. He's barely hanging on after being healed only a couple times. He's doing okay, Belle, but he looks to you. He's like, "Hey, Belle, you got to get out of here. Why are you even here? I told you to go back to Hades. What are you even doing here?"
She just points at Sirus.
Sirus is like just basically unconscious, being held by Pippa and Pete at the moment. Halmon looks over to Sirus. He's like, "Damn it, Sirus!" he's just like upset that he let you come back. He looks to you. He's like, "Hey, Belle, is he okay? Can you go check if Sirus is okay, please?"
Yeah, so she'll run over there.
All right. Well, Belle, I need you to make a perception roll as you head over there, because remember, the room is filled with traps. Thank you, Wendeline, for that. but you need to roll for me, please, Belle, as you make your way to run over to Sirus if you run into any traps on the way. Mm-hmm. Oh, Belle, little Belle. Unfortunately, Belle, you run there and you just want to go check on Sirus. You haven't even thought about it. And Pete, like on the other side of the room, goes like,
I think because she's like, "Oh, well, Norman's dead, so I must be fine now."
"Yeah, everything's okay." So as you run over there, however, Belle, you do step on a little thing, and arrows shoot, unfortunately, at you, Belle. You usually don't get hit too often, and you're usually the one hitting people with the arrows, but it seems that you take 12 hit points of damage, Belle, as you accidentally step on a thing, and let's say an arrow shoots up straight through your foot, Belle. Oh, just right through the neon armor on your foot. It just manages to go straight through, and it pierces your foot. It goes right through like the center of it. However, you can still walk, Belle, but it's like, as you basically an arrow is just shot up through you. So let's say you make it about halfway to Sirus, Belle. As you go around this, do you want to go up around this way, Belle, or do you want to go past Sakura? Let's say you go up this way. I think that's a better way to go. And you kind of get shot by a trick arrow right here. Just so it takes you in a different direction. So you make it about halfway. So Belle, unfortunately, you get shot in the foot with an arrow as it goes right up through you. And you kind of, unfortunately, are stopped. Pippa, Amalia, Pete can see you, however, as you head here around the corner. So unfortunately, little Belle, you did take an arrow shot to the foot. So Pippa, I'm going to move on to you. As you would see this happening, what would you like to do?
"Oh my God, Belle, no!"
It's like a little girl.
I'm in the middle of holding Sirus with my arm out. "Belle, be careful!" And then, is she like falling towards us, or is she like stable, or what is she doing right now?
I think she's been kind of stopped in her tracks. Belle, you've been stopped in your tracks as the arrow's gone up through your foot. So I'm assuming you would stop there. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, unless you want...
I think, she would just stop, but I think she'd be like, "Pippa, take notes. See this arrow? It hit me. You should try that sometime."
"Don't move a muscle. Somebody do something. I'm literally still holding Sirus."
Pete will go, since he can teleport. He's like, "I got her!" So he like just teleports because he can teleport instantly.
No! Send anyone but him! I'm fine!
Pete grabs you. He's like, "Hey, do you want this arrow out of your foot or not?"
You know, actually, it's kind of nice. It's okay. It's like, it adds character.
He's just gonna pull it right out of you. Unfortunately, I need you to make a Constitution save as he just like yanks the arrow out of you. He's like, "Shut up!" And he's a little monkey, and he just pulls that arrow straight out of your foot. Okay, give me that. Oh, that's all right. I didn't mean to roll that, guys. That was just an accident. Okay, I'll give you that. You're okay. He like pulls it straight out the hole of your foot. It does hurt, Belle, but he manages to pull it out without you getting like further damage. And he goes like, "Look, it was that easy. Are you gonna cry like a little baby?"
I think she just slaps him.
No.
She slaps him. He's like, "Now who's crying like a little baby?"
He goes like, Sakura, she hit me. So like she just like yells over to you, Sakura. So Sakura, you hear that Pete is on the other side of this pillar from you with Belle, who's been damaged. He goes, Sakura, she hit me. She got a hole in her foot. So Sakura,
He deserved it.
Sakura, what would you like to do? You're on the other side of the...
You guys will be fine.
he's like, hey, she hit me, it hurt. So Sakura, as you're on the other side of the pillar, what would you like to do? Halmon and his dad are over here. You can see that Wendeline and her wounded father are on the other side of the room. And then, of course, on the other side of the pillar, Pippa, Amalia, Sirus, they're all on the other side. What would you like to do?
I thought I had went to go heal Wendeline's family.
Well, Wendeline was over there and she stabilized him, but I don't think we actually got to going over there. But you may have said that you were headed over there. I forget.
No, I'm pretty sure I went and I did my bonus action to be able to like heal them and stuff. I thought I was going that way.
Like Cyrus too.
I think you did. I think you used a thing where you used your magic, and her dad is stabilized. However, remember, guys, he got an arrow through his head.
Yeah, so I think I was already kind of like over there a little bit.
Okay. So, Sakura, let's say you make your way over to Wendeline, or you're over there, and you are looking at Wendeline as... Wendeline, I'm assuming you're still with your father, or holding him. I don't know what you want to do here, Wendy, but you're holding your dad last we saw you. You did stabilize him, but Sakura, both you and Wendeline are looking at her father who has the arrow going straight through his head. Wendeline, you managed to do some like medical research, and you looked at him and you realized that if you get him to a doctor or a godly figure within 24 hours, you might be able to stabilize him or at least figure this out. Your mom is in frantic tears right now. So Sakura, Wendeline, you're seeing that Wendeline's mother's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh. So she's like, she can't really like gather herself.
Can I cast Calm Emotions for her?
Oh yes, that you actually can. If you have Calm Emotions, you can definitely do that.
There's something like that. Is that what it's called? Hang on 1 second.
I think you're right. I think it is something like...
You just karate chop her and she just passes out.
No, it's only second level, but yeah, let me cast that.
Okay, well, before you do that, Sakura, Sakura, you're going straight into karate chopping her shoulder to be like, shut up. But then Wendeline, you step in and you do like do you wanna like just put her to sleep, like kind of a mantis from like Guardians of the Galaxy, like put her to sleep with your calm emotions, or do you want to just calm her down? What are you going for?
Is that what it does? Am I knocking her the fuck out? Like what am?
Well, I think you can.
I mean, I'm not like, but like.
No, I don't think it knocks her out. I think it just calms them down.
Yeah. I mean,
you can suppress any effect causing a target to be charmed or frightened.
So yeah, basically it's up to you. Because if you charm her, then you can tell her kind of what to do.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have her fight it. She's accepting it.
Yeah, so. I'm gonna cast it and obviously like look her, like just with a very like calm face but a very direct tone, just be like, hey, relax. Everything's gonna be okay. I've got this. Just take a breath.
So your mom immediately, like the spell goes over her. You see like that kind of gleam of gold from your magic, like glint in her eye. It's obviously affected her. So Wendeline, Sakura, you see that the mom comes down. She just kneels by her husband's body and she's like, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. And she's just kind of like now in your trance. She thinks that everything is going to be okay. And so she's calmed down. However, Wendeline and Sakura, you see the arrow is definitely going up through her head. Sakura, I want you to actually give me a I want you to give me a I don't know what this would be exactly, because it's kind of different. Sakura, I want you to give me an Arcana check.
Okay. Let me pull up my thing. Hold on.
You're good. I know you're doing like the running different things, so take your time. But Wendeline, as you look at it,
loading.
You're fine. You're fine. You've been busy. You're always busy. her cousin's been, or her boyfriend's cousin's been in town, so she's been all over the place again.
Yeah.
So take your time. But Sakura, I just want you to test something here, like as in once again, you're looking at the body here of Wendeline's father, and definitely has been very fucked up. And Sakura, as you know, though, you have extremely strong abilities, and so I want you to do like an arcane check here, basically, just to see if you can feel anything inside of you.
Okay, it's taking a minute for my app right now.
It's all right. I can always do a quick
It's
check on your
okay.
character. Did you get it?
It's just loading a little bit.
Sometimes the app did an update, so also if it's being a little slow or something, it may have because it's doing the D&D update, because it did do like I think an app update, by the way.
Oh my
So
gosh! Wait, hold on. It said it signed me out. 1 second.
yeah, that's what happened. It did that to all of you guys. So just in case, if you guys double check your stuff, you might need to sign into your D&D Beyond app again, just so you guys know.
Yeah, I did earlier.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, because it's an update. So
Okay, I'm pretty sure.
if you guys didn't,
Okay, yeah.
so I take it.
Sweet. Okay, I got it.
You're good.
Arcana.
Arcana check. Arcana check.
20.
Okay, so Sakura, as you look at Wendeline and you can see that her family and her are clearly in distress. This is your friend Wendeline, of course. You and Wendeline have grown close over this time. You saved her from falling off a roof in the underpole. You have been by Wendeline a couple times. I would say that Wendeline and Sakura have had a couple good moments. And Sakura, inside you feel, call it your godly abilities. You are a demigoddess, but you feel almost the empathy in every way for Wendeline. Like you can just feel the pain that her father's going through, and just it's all like you can feel it like as it tingles up and down your body, Sakura. And you kind of are then sucked into another world. So if you guys don't mind, I want to have a little moment with Sakura here. And Sakura, in your own mind, it's like as if you're teleported somewhere else. And when you get there, it's like just a pink, lightning-filled sky. And before you, you see your father, Zeus. And he looks to you, Sakura. What are you doing? Why do you feel this way for this family?
I mean, isn't that how you're supposed to feel about your friends?
Sakura, Sakura. How many times do I have to tell you? They're not your friends, they're ants. You are so much more than these people you surround yourself with. Look at you in a chamber room with a dying old man on the floor. A little girl that's not even yours that you're taking care of. Daughter, what are you doing? They're mortals. Look at you.
I mean, I could ask you the same thing about when you turned into a cow and, went off and did some stuff too.
Joke all you want, daughter, but I did that out of, let's just say, lust. I could care not for any of them. The only one I cared about was your mother, and we were lucky enough that I did to keep you around. How many times did I tell you, come to Olympus? You're on the verge of war. Why do you want to meddle in their affairs?
Because I can.
You know what? Maybe you are more like me than I ever thought. You know, my father, Kronos, I told him the same thing. He said he ran the golden age of gods. I didn't believe it. I said, I can do my own thing. I can run it better. Sakura, do you really think that you can help save this realm and these ants you surround yourself with?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Just come with me. Leave this right now. Let's go to Olympus. Come be with us. Hermes told me that you're quite powerful.
Maybe
Do you really
someday, but not yet.
want to raise this child? A fallen elf? She'll never make it to Olympus.
Well, we'll see about that.
Fine. If you continue to want to dwell here amongst the scum, then I'll allow it. But I'm not getting involved with this war again. I fought alongside this group of people, the All-Father, before. And I saw my other child, Malla, die before. And if you plan to follow in her fucking footsteps, then I don't plan to stop you, but I'm not going to save you.
Well, you don't have to save me, but maybe you can help my friends right now?
The one with the arrow in his head, I'm assuming, is what you want me to fix.
Please. Pretty please.
Sakura, some people are meant to die. This old man, maybe his daughter needs to see him die.
But could you do it?
Sakura, give me a persuasion roll. It better be high.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Oh,
It was
no.
one, like the other side that it was just on was 19, and I was like,
Oh.
oh, and then it switched to 9, and I was like, no.
He crosses his arms, Sakura, and he looks to you. I'm sorry, Sakura, but I cannot interfere with the lives of mortals on this plane. However, if you truly wish for this man to live, or to have another happy life, I recommend you just tell your friend to let him go.
So you're telling me that you don't have the power to do this?
Sakura, it's not.
As one of the most powerful gods in Olympus.
You know that our power is suppressed in this dimension. Just like my brother Hades, who lays fucked up on a boat right now because his doting, elven, stupid new wife can't keep her political shit together. I can't heal your friend's father. I won't. I'm not going to risk pissing off the All-Father more than us Greek gods already have. I'm sorry.
Why would that upset the All-Father, though? I thought Wendeline and the All-Father were cool.
She may be a follower of the All-Father, but he's the one that suppressed our magic. He's the one that doesn't want us in this realm, and he's the one that is the reason for why apparently you are on this foolish quest along these mortals for these stones. The All-Father separated them into pieces instead of just keeping the monsters alive to help his agenda. Apparently something about keeping the other evil one at bay. But I got out of this war because of that reason. The moment that Malla fell, I stepped aside. And I don't want you to move on with this, Sakura. You deserve a place as a goddess with me in Olympus. Let your friend's father die. Sometimes if you're a god, you have to make a tough choice, Sakura.
You're right, maybe, but I'm gonna try it anyways.
Sakura, give me one more persuasion roll here for something else he can give you.
Okay, yes, 21.
Okay. So, since you said that, Sakura, and he sees your gumption, and the only reason I'm letting you do this is because, hey, I think Zeus would, if all the myths that I know about Zeus, I think he actually would respect that. So I'm choosing for Zeus to be like, fine. For this one time, I allow you to use my magic. And if the All-Father has a problem, well, I guess he can kill you himself.
He can
But
try.
that's my daughter! As he says that, his lightning just shoots all over the pink clouded up sky. He weirdly is also, as annoyed he seems to be with you, Sakura, he's also extremely proud of you. For the first time out of all these encounters with Zeus, he actually seems to weirdly care for you here. He hasn't seemed to too much before, just keeps trying to bring you to Olympus. But now he seems to float back, and you can see him in all of his glory. His demeanor changes, and it's almost, once again, he has a spark, if you will, go inside of him and out. And it goes into you, Sakura, as a blast of pink electricity hits you. And he says, you have the power to use this only one time, but I grant you the power of a wish. And if your friend wishes for her father to survive, you can use your godly wish. But you only get one wish, Sakura. As a god, we can allow wishes to happen. And I give you one wish. If your friend would like to use this wish to bring back her father, that's up to her and you. Besides this, I'm out.
Thanks, Dad. I knew
You
you
die.
were sort of cool from your stories.
Sort of cool. Have you seen? Yeah, we have a lot to talk about when you get to Olympus. as he says, his eyes just light up with pink lightning magic, and he goes, "I hope you survive this war. I know I would." And he just dissipates once again into just a whole bunch of shocks and different parts of electricity that just go all around the sky, Sakura, and then you fall back into your reality, as if in an instant you were just teleported from one reality to another, and you find yourself back to the moment that you were before, Sakura, right over Wendeline, right over her father and her mother. Wendeline, you have no idea of what just has happened. Sakura has just basically kind of glitched out and glitched back in. And Sakura, you're left now in this position that you were at before. What would you like to do? After this, I'm going to move on to Astrid and Clive, by the way. But Sakura, you've now teleported back. So what would you like to do?
I'm gonna grab Wendeline's hands and I'm gonna look her in the eye and I'm gonna say, I have one wish. I've been granted one wish right now. And I can use it for anything pretty much. But I want you to tell me right now if you want me to bring back your dad. Like, really bring him back. Oh, is it glitching right now?
No, she's just thinking. She's using her brain.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was not paying attention. What
Oh
happened?
my god! No!
I'm sorry. No. There's a thunderstorm outside, and my signal has been pretty weird. I'm sorry.
The
I'm
thunderstorm.
sorry.
It was
There's
the
a
thunderstorm.
It was because I only got like half of what she was saying. I didn't even realize you were talking to me.
No, it's okay.
I'll do it again. So I'm gonna grab Wendeline's hands. I'm gonna look her in the eye, and I'm going to ask her or tell her, I have been granted one wish, and I could use this wish for anything at all. Anything that our team needs, anything we want. But I'm choosing to ask you right now. I can bring your dad back if you really want me to. I can bring him back to the way he should have been. But I need you to tell me right now if this is what you really want. If you think we should use this wish right now for this.
No pressure, no responsibility. Okay. What else did you have another plan in mind for this wish?
No, I decided to let you decide the plan.
Great. Okay. I mean, it makes the most sense to accept it because otherwise we have to figure out what else to do, and I don't want him to die. So yeah, let's do it.
Okay. I'm gonna do it.
Okay. So Wendell,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Sorry.
I'm gonna walk over to Wendeline's dad, and I'm just gonna put both of my hands like on his face, like by his ears, kind of, on each side, and I'm just gonna go ahead and use the wish.
All right. So Sakura, you do it. And Sakura puts her hand over both the Wendeline's fathers on his head. You watch Wendeline and Sakura, you watch as just the arrow, it just seems like turn into pink powder and then smoke. The hole that seems to be going through his head just seems to magically close up and heal. And Sakura, as you do this, your body goes completely numb. And you feel, Sakura, better than you've ever felt in your life. It's the feeling, Jade, that Sakura gets right now, as if you were the world. It is as if you are connected so closely and deeply with everything around you. It's kind of weird, like Star Wars, if you will. Like it's like as if you were just become one with the Force, Sakura, and you feel yourself elevated to another level. Sakura, you can indeed level up in Demigoddess if you'd like. You can have a level up. So Sakura, you get a level up.
Sweet.
As you bring forth the life back into Wendeline's father. Your father, Wendeline, sits up and goes, I just had the craziest dream. He just looks around. He sees your mom, who's like has the tear stain still on her face, but she's calm now. He goes, "Are you okay?" And he like touches her face, kind of trying to, he doesn't know what's going on. But Wendeline, Sakura, you guys have managed to save Wendeline's father. So Sakura, you're just like lean back as you release all this energy from your body, and you've managed to then heal Wendeline's father. Wendeline, you look over, you see your father's up. But Wendeline, there's also something else on your mind. Sirus has just been badly hit or fallen across the room. You've been kind of preoccupied with this. But Wendeline, the last thing before I move over to Clive and Astrum, what would you like to do? And then I'm going to go to Amalia and back to the whole group regathering. So, Wendeline, what's the last thing you'd like to do here? Your father's back. But what else would you like to do?
Yeah, my dad's fine now. I'm not concerned about that anymore. I'm like, okay, you're not dead. That's not my problem now. But
he doesn't seem to even remember. He doesn't even seem to remember.
Yeah, it's like you're good. Can I go over to Sirus and check on him?
Yes. So let's say that Wendeline, you head over to Sirus over here as you run over there. But Wendeline, I'm so sorry. You also need to give me a perception or dexterity roll here as you go over there to make sure you don't, just like poor little Belle, don't get an arrow through your foot. So let's give me it's either perception or dexterity, which either one you'd like to try to do to see if you see a trap or if you avoid one.
Which one is
I'm
better?
sorry, Belle. I feel so
Second.
bad for putting an arrow through a little girl's foot, dude. I'm so sorry.
I don't know what I want to do. Hang on 1 second.
It's okay.
Do I
You
want to
can choose.
see it or do I want to avoid it?
It's up to you.
Well, I already know it's there, right?
Well, you know that they're out there, but it depends on if you see it or not. If you make a perception and you see it, then you can make this conscious step to avoid it. However,
Okay.
if you choose dexterity, then I'm going to choose to have it try to hit you, and let's see if you avoid it.
Okay, I'm gonna try perception first.
Okay, yeah, because it's more of just which one is better for your skills. So. Oh, damn, Wendeline. Not great. So as you go out there, you're just like little Belle. Unfortunately, Belle didn't perceive it either. And you know what? Neither did your father. So it seems like these traps are just really hard. But it seems that, unfortunately for you, Wendeline, you take 11 hit points of damage as an arrow hits you straight through your leg. Not as bad as Belle. Exactly. But you and Belle both take these little trap arrows straight through your leg. As it punctures you, you take 11 hit points of damage, and the blood kind of pours out of the side of your leg, Wendeline. However, I will say that you managed to get to Pete right here, and he's next to Sirus. And as he looks, Pete's over by Belle now, but you get to basically right before Sirus, and you can see Pippa's holding him, and Sirus is currently unconscious. He's alive, he's breathing, however, he is unconscious.
Cool.
Did we ever establish how many hit points Sirus had? I don't remember.
Sirus is only like
he's not only at 1, right? He's at he was at something.
So Wendeline, you see that Sirus is about at like 17 hit points only. So he's pretty low for him. And Pippa and Amalia, you're all around him as well. But Wendeline, you do see that Sirus he's unconscious, so he's not doing the best. So as long as you made it over there, Wendeline, you can do something else if you'd like, or we can move on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was like, may I do something? Of
course you can.
Let me look. Oops. No. Not contacts. Get out of there. Sorry.
Yeah, Amalia's saying that there is lightning out there too, so it's crazy.
Yeah.
It was like
Um,
thundering over here too earlier.
Yeah, I guess it's good for tonight's game.
You know what?
Always during the soccer.
I'll cast yeah. Anytime it's like thundery, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Sakura weather.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna cast 8th level healing word.
Okay, so you cast healing word on top of Sirus, and so give me that, and I will heal him myself.
That's a 23, DM.
A 23, so he will take 23 hit points back. Remind me to do that for Sirus later on. He gets 23 hit points back. So Wendeline, as you kind of heal him, all you feel is his hand kind of slowly like reach out towards you while he's kind of unconscious, but he manages to like grab your hand, Wendeline, and you feel like the kind of semi-conscious like Sirus, he kind of grabs it and just squeezes onto your hand slightly. He's not fully conscious, but it's like as if he's aware that you're there. And so he just kind of reaches out, Wendeline, and takes your hand. Pippa, you at the moment are still holding Sirus, but I guess you can switch him off to Wendeline if you'd like, just because he's healing him. So
yeah, I'm gonna I'm holding Sirus. I'm gonna awkwardly try to adjust and give him to Wendeline. Here, maybe you can heal him better this way. And if you guys have any unsettled feelings with each other, I can kind of feel something. So
Wendeline like rolls her eyes and just goes, "Thank you, Pippa. I got it from here."
That would be the time since he almost died. And
Yeah.
Now, but I'll stay out.
so Pippa, you just like
anyway.
Oh my god.
Just bringing it up. Hey, you know what? At the same time, that's been really in the character for Pippa, because there's been a couple times that Pippa called out Sirus straight to his face, and she did that to him multiple times. So okay,
Yeah.
So I didn't expect you to say that, Pippa.
I mean, I pictured Sirus like
that was cute.
Like
So I think
all days.
So Pippa, you're just
Wendeline's
kind of
like, "I'm gonna leave you lovebirds alone." Meanwhile, he's like almost dead. Like just
yeah. Basically, you're like holding the corpse of like. All right, so Pippa, you managed to get up, and Amalia, you were right next to Pippa. So I'm going to move on to Pippa and Amalia right after I go to Astrum and Clive. So, Amalia, I'll be back to you in a second. I'm sorry about that. It's just you guys have kind of a conversation ahead. So, Astrum, what would you like to do as you and Astrum and Clive? You guys are both kind of next to each other, still at the front of the room. The glyph is still on the ground that you've summoned, Astrum, and I believe that Halmon had thrown you the body of Norman to basically throw down into the middle of this glyph that you had to kind of dispose of the body, if you will. So, Astrum, that's up to you. Do you want to throw the corpse of Norman into your glyph, or do you want to just kind of dissummon your glyph? It's up to you.
I mean, if Clive has already tossed me the body, I think it's pretty much at this point like Astrum is pretty much just like a little kid curious as to what's gonna happen. So he just like kind of takes the body and he just throws it on the glyph just because he wants to watch what happens.
So Clive, as Astrum just takes this body, you and him are right there, and Halmon's kind of with you too. Halmon kind of regroups with his father, though, as little Danny DeVito kind of helps like prop up his son. You guys watch as the corpse of Norman kind of just hits the glyph, and Clive, you know exactly what's going to happen. It like starts smoldering and sparking in the glyph, Astrum, and your magic seems to just like melt the body down as the corpse just turns into like mush, and then inevitably just steam coming from your glyph that you put on the ground. Clive, what would you like to do? You're standing next to Astrum at the moment in time, and Halmon. So anything you'd like to do, Clive?
Once the steam has subsided and the, advanced rotting and cremation of the corpse, Clive is going to actually investigate Norman, see what he has on his body, if all that's left is inorganic material, leather and such, that hasn't been decomposed.
Yes, actually, you can. And as you look through the body, give me an investigation roll.
All right. Let's see what we get. Oh, good. Something. Oh, that's a 21.
Fantastic. So as you get a nice 21, you look through him, and unfortunately for him, you do manage to find a key. This key seems to be kind of aquatic looking. It seems to be made of coral, and it's quite long. It's a quite long and hard. It's a long and hard coral key. But you do manage to find it on his person, and it looks very important, Clive. As you can see, this key, you know, this opens something. You can assume probably in the aquatic area you're going to, but it seems to be completely made of coral.
I was then going to turn to Astrum and say, does this make of this key ring a bell to you at all?
Astrum, if you look at the key, would you like to give me a history check, please?
Yeah, 1 sec.
Take your time. Take your time. Clive, yeah. So basically, you turn to Astrum. You have the large coral key. It's like a nice kind of like weird, like pink coral color, if you will. And then Astrum, once again, give me a history check on that.
Yeah, I'm currently looking for it. I'm on that app right now.
It's in the histories and the stuff with like athletics and acrobatics. It's over there. I mean, you could also give me a wisdom check if you'd like. That also suffices, if you will.
Okay, I'll just do it.
Yeah, you can do wisdom. I should have asked you that from the beginning, I guess.
Yeah, I just straight up.
4. However, I'm going to give you fishman knowledge here, so I'll give you an advantage on this one, so you can roll again.
Okay. 13.
13 works. Yeah, all you needed basically was a 10 for the knowledge. So, Astrum, as you look at the key, you do realize that this is a fishman key. It's used for gates and locks like that in a lot of the caverns and tunnels that the fishmen go into. This one seems like a nice, really nice key, so it may open either a very important door or a very important treasure. But it does seem to be the makings of a fishman key that's very, very expensive.
Okay, tell me, does Astrum know about the caves where they found Kai?
Yeah. Yes. Wendeline told you guys about all that. Wendeline and Sirus, they informed the team of all that.
Okay. So Astrum just kind of looks at the key and he realizes that it is a fishman key. and he kind of puts two and two together, and he's like, "This key could be our key to finding King Enon. I think maybe if we take it to the caves, maybe we'll find him there."
Makes sense that Norman would have this on his person, just in case. Being the essentially head of this organization in Goldfish Town. I
Well,
pockets the key. He's like, I'll hold on to this for now. But
Nope.
that's good. We recovered this.
so Clive, Astrum, you managed to find the key off of Norman's body. And thank you for coming, Sirus. Sirus, at the moment in time, Wendeline has just went and healed you a little bit more. So Octavius, you can take 23 extra hit points to heal you off of your 17. So when you have a moment, Octavius, add 23 hit points to yourself. And Wendeline is currently holding you on the ground. Sakura managed to heal her father with some godly abilities. And now Clive and Astrum have just found a key, seemingly leading to something where the caves you're going to.
And also, Pippa called out the fact that she felt that there was feelings between Sirus and Wendeline because he was in the daze waking up.
So it's kind of
With his
Pippa.
hand towards Wendeline.
So Pippa put a little bit of on the spot on Wendeline about her feelings towards you, Sirus. So let's kind of conclude there with Clive and Astrum. You managed to find this key, and Astrum, very good connection to the Fishman stuff, and indeed finding King Enon. Clive, you pocket the key, and let's say that you two make your way over to, like, with Halmon. I'm going to have you guys go over, if you don't mind. I'm going to have you guys kind of go over to where Belle and Pete are, like cutting up to the other side of the room, if you don't mind, Clive and Astrum. Just so I can get you guys all over there.
So we're all together now?
Well, I'm going to bring Astrum and Clive, and just because Halmon's not here right now, I'm going to bring him up over to Belle, like he would, to go check on you, Belle. And Clive, do you mind if you go over in that direction as well?
Oh, that's fine. Is the map up? It's not working on my end.
Oh, sorry. Let me open it. There you go, guys. Sorry, I forgot to press resume. The map is now open. Sakura, you are with Wendeline's mom and dad at the moment in time still, but would you like to go join them over across the room now as well? Or are you going to stay back there with her parents? That's up to you.
I'm just gonna, I think, stay a little further back, cause
Okay.
yeah, I think that's perfect. I'll probably stay right there on the edge of things, cause I'm still like kind of surprised that everything went okay with Wendeline's dad. Like, even though Zeus said like I could do it and everything, I think she's like low key still traumatized from the time she tried to revive that person on the boat.
I mean, every time that's valid. Every time since then, Sakura, you've had to do a giant heal or something with your father with this godly magic. It's been on the verge. So it does make sense, Sakura, that you're still a little affected by that. Also, Sakura, you just went through this giant body of like emotion and feeling the universe infect your body. So you're probably in a weird state, kind of. It's almost like as if you just had a massive high, Sakura.
Yeah,
and you're like,
it's kind of like an out-of-body experience.
Exactly. Well, it literally was as you teleported to another realm. So, Astrum, though, you do realize that after seeing this key, that you guys have found something very important. And Astrum, as you know, leading you one step further to King Enon. As you think about this, Astrum, you kind of remember your past. You remember your mother singing to you those songs, the Fishman songs that she would sing to you and know around the other Kappas and the villagers. And once again, after seeing Clive have this key, it just gets you one step closer to your goal, Astrum. But you all then managed to go over to the front of the room. And this, Amalia, is where you hear from the dark clouds in front of you that you still have cast up. You hear, "Enough! Enough! Amalia, we need to have a talk. Now."
You think you can command me?
I don't think you can command me.
You want to end up like Norman over there? Keep talking shit.
You're such a fool, Amalia. I'm not even here. You can't harm me. You can't do anything to me. All you can do is watch. As I tell you and your team that you gave me everything I needed. You think I'm fucking dumb?
Kind of.
When I hired you for this fucking job, all I did was sign you up for your death warrant, you stupid girl.
Good one, Pippa.
As he kind of sits in silence, the smoke still surrounds him. Unfortunately, none of you can see Halmon, or not Halmon, sorry, Hallsworth, as the black kind of cloud you've put up is still surrounding him. Do you want to dispel the cloud, or would you like to keep the black?
Oh, no, I'm leaving him in full darkness. He can't see us for shit.
So he can't see you still. He says, "You've already released 2 of the masters. I'm about to siphon all the magic from the 3rd one, and I just have been informed by Sir Roland that we have a contact who has found the last one."
So you're the
What
one
about-
behind the weapons that the shark things had.
Yes, we will have those weapons.
Clive pipe up from the darkness.
Of course you can.
Clive just pipes up. I must thank you for the weapon upgrade. This staff is very, very helpful.
I don't know your voice. You weren't there when I hired them. You must be the warlock.
I am, and you will know my face. A picture in the most Christopher Lee voice. You'll see me soon.
Look, I don't care how big and powerful this team of yours you've put together, Queen. The moment you assigned yourself to Hades, our agreement was over. These stones will all be mine in the end, be it a master dead or not. But Amalia, you still have a choice here. To betray the team, leave Hades, come back to me, become a Hallsworth.
I'm sorry, excuse me while I go gag, because no, will that ever happen? Oh my god, you really think I trusted you, like, literally at any step of this?
Look, me and my wife Evelyn had a son. He's only about 13 now. But as you know, she's on her deathbed, and with these stones, she will be gone. Amalia, give me a persuasion roll here.
Okay, let's see.
I'm surprised you remembered that, Amalia. Interesting. Okay, so not very persuasive. Yes, she is on her deathbed. I never told you why, but she is.
And I never told you about the little reaction with the stone I had, but I guess you weren't counting on that part.
My family always knew of the masters and what they could do. I just never thought that you would be stupid enough to release them. We were going to drain them of magic, but no matter, a dragon, a phoenix, a sea king, we will drain them all of their magic no matter what. Once I summon the beast of oblivion, it will
So
take
what
them
you're
out.
telling me is the way to stop you is just to release them all. So I think we'll go do that, like, right now.
Well, you'll have to get to Zon before my army does. The new mayor of Zon has said that he has found what I'm looking for, and I don't care if you have the other purple stone I need. Halmon looks down at the purple stone that he's wearing, and he grabs it tightly, and he kind of holds on to it. He goes over to you, Belle, and he kind of puts his arm around you. Belle, you notice that Halmon has this glowing purple stone that he's wearing, and I want you to clock that, Belle, that he kind of has it on his person, and Halmon seems to be rather protective of it.
Walked.
Clocked. Clocked. And then so Belle, you kind of realize that this is what they're talking about. And Belle, you actually have really good night and dark vision. So no matter what, even though apparently this is a cloud that Amalia says people can't really see through with dark vision, I'm gonna let Belle kind of make through the cracks. You have really good dark vision, and as you're looking through this dark cloud, you can see this kind of jaded, older, red, spiky-haired man wearing red robes, Belle, and he kind of quickly does a glance at you and sees you through the darkness. But then
It's a lot of red.
Yeah, it's a lot of red. It's a lot of red. It's like, it's a lot. It's like it's clashing too. Like it's not the same.
Like gaudy, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But Belle, you managed to clock him and see that he's a piece of shit. And Belle, you know from Norman that this was the guy that gave the killing order for your parents. So just remember, Belle, that the guy that you're seeing is the one who wanted them dead. And Halmon kind of, once again, he kind of just puts his arm around you and holds the glowing stone. Halsworth then turns back to Amalia after hearing Clive and you, and he says, well, it's a shame, Amalia, that we couldn't have ever had our families finally get together. My son could have been a suitor for you. I know he's young, but we could have made that work.
Okay, I'm gonna really need you to stop saying things that make me want to gag. Like, please, let's just get past that part, can we? Can you do that for me?
That's what your mother used to say to my father about the things he made her do. Interesting.
Interesting that you're the coward who's a projection.
Well,
you're not here. We're gonna find the stones and the masters before you do. So, And also, from my memory, your wife has been on her deathbed for a long time now. So.
You know what's ironic to me, Miss Loon? I recognize that voice. You know who's the first one to help me find the redstone? You know whose parents that was? That put this whole plan into motion.
Yeah, well, you're not going to use us anymore. We're going to do it for ourselves.
Well, let's see if you guys make it out of this chamber first. It seems that Norman was smart and left a failsafe. To do. And see you in Zon, maybe. The hologram then is going to disappear. Your cloud of darkness, as you guys can see, that light that was inside the darkness shining its way through is now gone. However, you all hear a loud clicking noise. And I need all of you now to make a dexterity save as you all then begin to run out of this chamber as it begins to slowly begin to fall apart and collapse. I'm going to need all of you to give a dex save. Sirus, you are awake now.
Good.
Wendeline managed to give you more life points, Sirus, and you were able to you're awake. However, you have a disadvantage currently at the moment, Sirus, just because you're a little woozy. So I would say you and Halmon are at half speed. You guys have to.
I do have Hades Walker.
Okay, that's good too. If you want to use that, you can travel through the shadows. Can you carry Wendeline with you through it?
I can carry up to at least 2 people.
Okay, so Wendeline is with you, so you can use Wendeline or carry. So Wendeline, Sirus manages to travel through the shadows with you, and you manage to get to the front. So that's really good. Sirus, Wendeline, you're safe. Sakura,
Yeah.
you have a movement speed at the moment in time. However, it is halved because the building is collapsing and falling apart as well. Everybody right now, you have a half movement speed. So Sakura, to get out of here without any damage, you need to head for the door, but you are about 30 feet away, and I believe that's your movement speed. So you can get there through either teleportation, flying, or some other way, but you need to get out of this room. How are you going to do it?
Yeah, I'll just teleport outside the building.
All right, do you want to?
And I'll take Wendeline's mom and dad with me.
I was right about to ask you if you wanted to take them. Great job. So Wendeline, Sakura's got your mom and dad. Boom. You managed to teleport outside of the building. Wendeline, Sirus, Sakura, and your parents, you guys are safe.
Can Pippa do the same thing? Grab Amalia and then touch Clive Belle and Astrum? Like, if I do it in like one swoop, or can I only get Amalia with
You
teleport?
only have one movement here, Pippa. So you can only grab Amalia, unfortunately, because then you're gonna have to teleport. But I mean, I guess you could do
Like,
well.
if I grab her and then hurry and like grab Clive, and Clive can grab Belle. Like, if we all like instinctually know if I yell teleport and I grab them, can I at least get them for?
But actually, I can cover that too because my staff allows me to teleport.
Okay, so
bonus action.
So Clive got them.
Okay, so Clive, you get them, and I'm gonna yell a teleport and grab Amalia.
Okay, so Amalia, Pippa grabs you. Guys, teleport to the front. Great job, guys. You guys are all utilizing your skills. Clive, are you gonna teleport Belle, Pete? How many people can you teleport, Clive?
So it says that once per long rest, I can use a bonus action to teleport up to 60 feet. It also has the reaction of moving an ally 30, but that's in response to damage, so that's a reaction. So it doesn't really have a limit or what it says when I use the teleportation spell itself.
Mine says touch.
Well,
So maybe if you like can touch multiple people, and maybe if they can touch other people, I don't know.
I'll give it the same kind of skills that a regular teleportation spell would. So I'm going to allow you to touch up to, I believe it's 8 people can be touched by a greater teleportation thing at a certain level, I think. So I'm going to allow
So Clive will turn to the others. He'll yell to Pete, and I'll grab the end of the staff, hold on to Halmon. Halmon, connect to everyone else. Astrum.
All right,
so Astrum, once they all essentially link hands and such, Clive incants the spell, and then 60 feet, they're out of there.
All right, so Belle, you're grabbed by Pete, who grabs onto Clive. Belle and Pete then grabs onto Astrum. Halmon reaches out to grab onto you. Astrum, I'm assuming you're going to grab Halmon's hand, yes?
Yeah, for sure.
So you grab Halmon's hand, and Halmon's dad ends up grabbing onto Halmon. So you guys all manage to teleport. Boom, great work, Clive. Belle, you're just immediately teleported. Once again, Belle, you're not used to this. So I want you to give me a constitution save here, Belle, on your tummy hurting, because you did fill it with pie all the night before. And you're not used to teleporting, Belle. So give me a constitution save as you all teleport here. But Belle, you're not used to it, and your stomach is just fucking full of pie. Oh, okay, Belle, you're okay. You managed to hold it down. You got that acid reflux, Belle, but you're just like...
I'm immediately thinking that scene from when Dumbledore teleports Harry Potter.
Basically, yes, it's like...
swallows her throw up.
Exactly. So, Belle, as you get there, you feel that blueberry pie just slowly coming up and down. And Clive, let's just say you're like, not on the cape, not on the cape. just not getting on the cape. But great job, guys. Awesome work. So you managed to teleport everybody out of the room. And behind you, Sirus, you just turn around and look. Astrum, you turn and look as the giant building just crumbles from above and the recruitment center of the Drow falls. Amalia, let's say that you stare through it as you can see where Halsworth was standing in that hologram podium, and it all collapses downward. However, the team has managed to get out of the recruitment center, and you guys now are headed back to Hades' ship to get a rest before you guys head to the cove. So we're going to take a quick break right here, guys, and we'll start off with Sirus. I'm going to go back to you and Wendeline when we get back after break before we head to the cove, which Astrum and Pippa are going to kind of take the lead there. So let's take a quick break, guys. But Sirus, we're going to get back to you and some Wendeline stuff, just in case Wendeline has anything she wants to say, just because Pippa did give her a spark. So Wendeline, this is your shining moment if you want to have some character moments. However, we'll get back to Astrum then, too, as well. All right, guys, here's going to be a break. Thank you so much, Sierra, by the way. There's some little stuff for Belle in this next half, but not too much for you, Belle. Just some generic, character, roles that we need to do, just so you guys know. But
quick question on my inventory, because I was looking in case I needed to do something. I noticed in my inventory it says I have a pet mouse. Was that something I missed?
I think when I designed the character, she had a pet mouse like on her, like from her corpse.
This whole time, there's been a mouse in my pocket, and I've had
like a little mouse like in your hair. It's like just like coming poking out like once in a while. I love that.
Belle would have a Belle type of mouse. He's like,
I was like looking. I was like, oh, do I have anything that I can teleport? Do I have like Misty stuff? I was like double checking, and then like at the very bottom, it's like inventory, pet mouse.
Pet mouse. But you know what, Belle? I do want you to give me one more before we go on break. Give me an inspection roll as you look around all the rubble from like the thing collapsing. Let's see if you see anything that can make a good leg for Halmon. Because you're still on the lookout. You're still on that lookout for that leg. So give me one inspection roll.
Nope, nothing yet.
Nothing yet. So basically, all you see is just a shitty severed leg from one of like the dead knights sticking out of the rubble, and you're like, "That's unusable." So you're just like, "Not that one." So you do manage, though, all of you guys to get back to the ship. So here we go. We're gonna take a break, and yeah, apparently, Belle, you've discovered that there's like a little mouse just like living inside of your armor and on your hair. So let's say that Halmon's dad looks to you, Belle. He's like, "Is that a fucking mouse?" Little Danny DeVito. He's like, "Is that a mouse?"
I don't know. I can't see it. It's on top of me. Is it a mouse?
By the way, apparently I'm your granddad. I guess. Nice to meet you.
You're kind of short to be a granddad.
Who are you calling short? She like looks looks at you like this little bitch. Like, hey, who you? Halmon, we gotta teach this little one some manners. Also, she's covered in rats. Halmon's like, Belle, what the fuck? So anywho, you guys all go back to the ship. Sirus, yes.
Before, I did actually have a question. I thought about it. Doesn't Halmon still have the number 5 robot that can turn basically into anything?
He does. I've talked about that with Halmon all the time.
And why? And now, just a suggestion. Why doesn't he just have it turn into his new leg?
I don't remember if he left it back on the ship.
I think he did leave it on the ship.
Or if it's here. But I mean, he could probably do that, but I don't think. And technically, Wendeline could make his leg grow back again if she wanted to. But I guess she just doesn't think about it because she grew back her family's hand. But no, you're right, Sirus. He does have a robot. So I mean, I don't think Belle's met that robot yet. So
I mean, he can have a kick-ass robotic leg. That's
what I told him. Also, he has the power to create ice, so he could have like made an ice leg. Like he could have made his leg turn into like an ice leg, like Kuzan on One Piece. He could have literally made like a fucking ice leg, but
he's also Santa. He could have made his own.
Yeah, he could have just whittled the leg. You would think that he'd wiggle it, but now Belle's on a mission. So, all right, we're gonna go on break, guys. We'll be back here in a little bit, about 4 minutes. There's some new art in there for you guys and some lore. So enjoy it. There's some stuff for you, Sirus, as well, and from other characters with new art.
Thought process has been he never knew his mother. His sister betrayed him. The only cling to his past is to his blood is his father. Fuck. He's ashamed for the choice he wants to make.
You hear one of the barbarians go, "Don't give in, Halmon! Don't give in! The roses!" He holds up his chains, you just hear, and the little boy also then echoes, "The roses!"
Ears are like streaming.
Hey guys, welcome back. And as you know, we're always promoting stuff here at Spicy and Dicey for the Dirty 20 Die Shop. That's right, it's a D20 Die Shop over here. You can go help our friend Sierra and buy some of her merch. Check it out. Do it now.
We're the sparks in the dark where the shadows lay. Rising misfits, we're here to save the day. With powers untamed, chaos in our veins. Unstoppable force breaking every chain. We're the whirlwind spinning, hearts ignite. a blazing storm tearing through the night. With laughter and courage we'll never fade. Magical misfits, we've got it made. Through the cracks in the world we found our place. A patchwork team, a wild and reckless chase. Each flaw's a weapon, every quirk a flame. Together we burn bright and never the same. We're the whirlwind spinning, hearts ignite. A blazing storm tearing through the night. With laughter and courage we'll never fade. Magical misfits, we've got it made. When the world screams chaos, we'll sing back loud. Turning doubt to dust, we'll rise unbowed. A symphony of powers, a radiant display. We're the ones rewriting the script We're the whirlwind spinning, hearts ignite. A blazing storm tearing through the night. With laughter and courage we'll never fade. Magical misfits, we've got it
I'm your father, and this is a lore update. We know that Goldfish Town had been taken over by the Shark Gang, ran by an evil tyrant named King Enon, self-declared, who of course has his right-hand man, Nottingham, always by his side, siphoning magic from a whale statue they pray to.
All right, guys, let's get back to the game. So, whenever you guys are back fully, just let me know as you join on in. We're going to be starting a little bit here with Sirus and Wendeline. So, Stassi, if you're there, let me know in a moment. As the rest of you all then get back to the ship, you guys end up back on Hades' ship for a much-needed rest, as a lot of you guys were drained of some life, and you guys also used some magic. But as Captain Pippa said, let's get back to the ship and get some rest before you guys head to those caves. So you guys can all take a short rest at this moment in time. However, just a short rest. You haven't taken a long rest or anything, but you did manage to get back to the ship. Here, Amalia, I'm going to say that you go to speak with Hades, as you probably would after what has just happened. So we'll get to that in a little bit. And then Astrum and Sakura and Pippa and Belle and Clive and Halmon, you guys are all getting rest on the ship at the moment in time.
Oh wait, hold
however,
on one second, just real quick. Just want to clear this up. So, because I know the elves technically only need, I think, like 4 hours of like meditation or whatever. So, is this a long rest then for me?
Well, you know what, actually, guys, since this is kind of let's say this, you guys are taking a long rest, actually. I'll give you guys a long rest because what you guys just went through was kind of like in the morning. So now you guys have gone back to the ship, I guess, over like a good amount. Like, it's probably going to be resting for a good amount for the rest of the day until you guys head out at night towards the coves. So let's give yourself a long rest. Take a long rest.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, I'll give you guys a long rest. You guys want to be charged and everything up before you guys head out there anyway. But Wendeline, you and Sirus kind of make your way to a cabin room as he was badly hurt. So Sirus, as you were getting your long rest, Wendeline and Pippa did manage to like kind of bring you back. And Sirus, you remembered that once again you were in a state of this limbo that you've been in one too many times. Sirus, you have fallen in your life a couple of times now, and sometimes you remember nothing. Sometimes you remember the darkness, the blackness, the limbo-like state that you've been in. You've even seen the depths of hell a little bit with Lucifer in the back of your mind. and yet you also have part of your history that remains, Sirus, of your ancestry and connection to the Allfather. But as you woke up from being revived from your friend Sirus this time, it was more like, once again, you'd lost a lot of energy and it just was drained from your body. So basically, Sirus, you're back to right now looking like that withered kind of version of yourself after using that vengeance blast so harshly. And Wendeline was able to stabilize you again after Clive had given you some health, and then Wendeline came right over and stabilized you. But Wendeline, you were carrying Sirus into his room now, and he's like kind of on the bed, and you guys are kind of in your own cabin. So if you guys want to talk at all, you can. I just kind of wanted to put you guys here before we move on. So I'm going to just kind of let you go. As Wendy, you kind of get Sirus into his room. Anything you guys like to talk about, or Sirus, anything you want to do as you guys get into your cabin?
I think Sirus is, he kind of just sits up, and you see him kind of like wave his hand, and his armor's gone now. And he just kind of sits there. I would say like his skin's a little bit kind of like that purplish pigment he had before. He still has like his regular skin, but you can tell his cheeks are more sunken. The black that he was just getting back into his hair is like white again. He just looks drained, and he's just kind of just sitting there right now.
Yeah, he's definitely drained, Wendy. You can see that this power has sucked energy out of him. And you've never seen it before, Wendy. So it's definitely something new.
Yeah, so as I'm helping him get settled, in a comfortable position, I guess I'm kind of like looking him over. I ask, is there anything I can do for you right now?
No, just nothing much. I'm just happy that your family's safe. That's the only thing that matters. Your family and everyone else being safe.
How are you feeling?
I'm fine. A little drained, but it's not the first time I've been drained or felt out of place, especially from coming back again.
Are you going to be okay, though?
He was down. I'll be okay.
Hold on,
I'll
I
be
think
fine.
your mic is
you're like
Are
glitching
you
out a
okay?
little bit.
just a little, yeah. So maybe kind of turn it off and on or something. Just check out your mic for a second.
Give me a sec. I got you.
You're good. It came in a lot more clear there. So
I mean, is it better now?
yeah. Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, got you. Um, yeah, he just nods. He continues that. I'll be fine.
Oh, damn it! It's doing it again. I don't know.
I
I don't know.
what the heck?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's like your mic is like fine, and then
It
all
was
of
just fine.
yeah, like I said, it's just fine, and then all of a sudden it like glitches again. Maybe go out and then come in one more time, just to see if the mic. It might just be an issue like that. Sorry, guys. I apologize. That happens sometimes. It sucks. This is a great conversation. I wanted to say.
Is it better now?
Yes, it is. It is actually. Let's hope it works. Maybe talk. Maybe pull back a little slower. I don't know. Just go for it. See how it works out.
No, you're good. All he was saying was that, are you okay, Wendeline? And that he will be fine.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So Wendeline, you can tell that Sirus. By the way, it sounds great. Wendeline, you can tell that Sirus, once again, he's used to this stuff. He's really strong. He's a knight, and Wendeline, he'll be fine. You can see that like already he's seemingly recovering. But once again, this was a reckless action, Wendeline. And Sirus, once again, you know this. It was a really powerful move that you can do that can drain you. And seeing him do this, Wendeline, I don't know how it made you feel, but I'm going to turn back over to you now.
Remind me again what exactly he did.
It's called Vengeance Blast. And what Vengeance Blast does is basically he sheds out like this giant, massive amount of energy of magic, but it can also very much drain him from his own life. It basically, if he can't survive basically a wisdom, I believe it's a wisdom save. I don't remember what it was, Sirus, but it's a
Constitution.
Constitution save. and he basically falls to his death. It's a very strong spell, and basically if you use that, it's very dangerous to oneself too.
So he could die.
Yeah, he did die. He did, and Pippa had luckily she had a revivify. So basically, you've seen Sirus risk his life for the group, and he fell, unfortunately, in front of you right after your dad had fallen. So it was not necessarily the smartest thing for Sirus to do, but it was impactful. I mean, it did its job.
Well, out of character, Wendeline knows you can't fix stupid. So, I mean, if you're gonna do something and you know it's gonna kill you, but you're gonna do it, like you know the consequences, but you do it anyway. Just be accountable for those consequences. There's nothing I could really do about it. I mean, he could have died, sure, but he's fine.
That's true. That is
It's all
true.
good.
So Wendeline, I guess if you're like looking over at him and you have these thoughts, yeah. So once again, you guys are sitting in the room. Wendeline, I'm going to give you the last bit of it here, and then Sirus, I'll move back to you.
I mean, with that, I just I'm like, okay, well, I'll just let you rest then, because yeah, I need to rest too.
So Wendeline kind of, I guess, is looking at you, Sirus. She knows that you risked a lot, but once again, your decision. So Sirus, anything else you'd like to do before we move on?
I think he looks at her and he lets out a sigh. Okay. No, I'm not okay. If
Why
I'm
not?
being honest.
What's wrong?
I just feel like every time I do something, and maybe it's just me in my own mind, I try to do as much as I can, and I just feel like it doesn't amount to anything. And I'm glad that helped, and it did amount to something. But as you're probably thinking, it was probably reckless and stupid, as most of my options had been. And I'm also just thinking about the fact that I eventually have to fight the guy who took everything from me. So I'm just kind of not sure how to think about anything, personally. And I could just say I enjoy your company, and I'm glad you try not to make me as stupid, I suppose.
You're not stupid, Sirus. Everybody knows that.
It was always felt that way, especially when I left, and I didn't say too much about that. Still think
Well, I
about
didn't
it.
say you don't make stupid decisions, now did I?
There's like
Uh,
Cyrus, as you look at her, this Wendeline, I'm going to just say this here. I'm going to let you continue, guys, but Wendeline gives you a little bit of a cheeky, just like she just did. She gives you a little bit of a cheeky face. Cyrus,
he smirks and rolls his eyes at that.
Look, we all make mistakes. You're human, I'm human. We're kind of born flawed or to make mistakes. What's important is that we grow and learn from it, take accountability, and at the end of the day, if you go to bed knowing you did the right thing in your heart, then that's what matters.
He just looks up at you and he nods at that. You are correct about that. But as I said, I still doubt myself quite a lot.
Why?
And he looks at you and he just kind of shakes his head. Honestly, I don't know why. So,
If you don't have an answer to it, don't worry about it. If you have no reason to doubt yourself or can't come up with a valid answer, why doubt yourself?
once again, you're right. He, like sits up a little bit more. You could tell he's kind of still shaky, though. He can't really like sit up like immediately. He kind of like leans up against the wall. But I won't take up any more of your time. Thank you for talking to me.
Are you sure physically you're going to be okay?
Probably not for a little bit, but I'll manage. I always do.
I believe that. Good night, Sirus.
Good night, Wendeline.
And then she takes her leave.
All right. So, Wendeline, you go get a night, and Sirus, as you know, you recover by yourself in your room, but you watch as Wendeline goes. You have a nice moment once again, and Wendeline, you go get rest. The rest of you all then get a good night's sleep before you guys then kind of head to early the next morning. I'll say it's going to be the next morning. You guys are going to head to the beach where Astrum, Wendeline, Sirus, you guys were there, of course, before and told the team about all this, but you're going to be heading towards that cove. The rest of you all get a good night's sleep. However, I want to cut to one more little nice romantic-y relationship we have here. By the way, great scene, guys. I love that. Good messages. By the way, anybody who ever watches this or anybody here in this team, what Wendeline and Sirus actually said was also very true. Wise words, Stassi. That being said, let's go to Amalia. You are in the bedroom with Hades. And I'm going to say that you managed to speak to him about what happened and all of that. With Halsworth and with Norman. I'm going to say that you relate it to him. I would assume you would. He looks to you. He's like, so, I think the next step, Amalia, is that we send our troops, the Kappa, the Drow that we have still, we send them to Zon. We get you and your team there as soon as we possibly can. And darling, I think that's our only shot at stopping this. If we can release the last master and then go up against Halsworth and the army that are there, maybe we can put an end to this.
Have us go first, and then just have the army lag behind. I want to try and keep this as few casualties as possible.
I'm not sure that's going to be so easy, darling. They're going to have an army. Zon is right next to Ulrich. He's planning to just incorporate the city, I'm sure, make it even bigger by making Zon part of it. And apparently the new mayor of Zon is a real piece of shit. Willing to, I guess, trade the master that they found for an allegiance. We're in a pickle.
Well, my friends and I are pretty good at like this stuff, so I think we can do it if we get in first.
Just like I've said before, I can't do much, you know that. In fact, I've already ruined most of my time here on this dimension. I won't be able to aid you in the war, but the Drow, they promised to fight for us. They still believe you as their new queen. But Amalia, remember this. After this is done, you have to come with me down to the underworld. You remember this, correct?
Yes. I remember.
I just want you to remember, because you're putting a lot of time and effort into this with your friends. I just want to make
I
sure
gotta
that
get
you...
as much time in with them as possible, you know?
It's not like we won't ever see them again. One day they'll pass through.
I hope that's a very long time from now.
So, Amalia, you take your rest with Hades as you guys have this conversation, and you're reminded again of your impending almost doom, if you will, Amalia. All to save Ulrich and the rest of these people. But I digress, and the rest of you then get your good night's sleep, and the next morning, you all then head to the coves where you are then going to be heading to where the next master is hidden. This is where we're going to end our game here, guys. We have a little bit more to play, but I'm going to start opening the map again, so the map will be up and changed here, just so you guys know. And we have just a little bit more to play for tonight. As we head to the beach in the early mornings, you guys remember this cove as to where Wendeline and Sirus were with Cal. And here, as you guys get to the cove where that dead body was on the ground, and Wendeline and Sirus, you guys had fought the giant orca on the land and the shark man. You guys then get there. Astrum, Pippa, you lead the way. as you guys know that you need to breathe underwater to get to this location. So as all of you get there, Pippa, Astrum, you turn to the rest of the group. Pippa, what would you like to say?
All right, guys. So I do have a water breathing spell. So in order to get to the cave, I do have this. It's just with any 10 willing creatures. So there's 10 of us, right? Less than 10.
There is, I believe. Let's see. There's
And
Halmon.
then I can turn into an animal if need be.
Yeah, and I guess an Astrum can breathe underwater as it is. Also, Astrum, you do have a potion of breathing underwater. So if you want to give that to somebody, Astrum, you can. However, I think right now, Pippa, I think you can cover everybody in the group. You can cover.
Yeah, I think it covers everyone, and actually the duration is for 24 hours. It can last up till. So that's good.
Okay.
It's not that far away, right? Do we know how far it is?
You guys do not know how far away the caves are, but you do know that you'll have to swim underwater to get there.
Should I? I'm gonna go over to Astrum. Astrum, do you know where, or does anyone know where? Maybe. I mean, Sirus, Wendy, you guys were on the beach. Do you know how far the cave is? Like, in which direction from this point?
Unfortunately, I can just answer for you guys. Okay. Sirus and Wendeline, you were not told how far. However, Astrum, give me one more wisdom check here for me, my friend, to see if you know.
Gotcha.
If not, Pippa can try something.
And by the way, don't worry. Next week, we got a little bit more of an Astrum stuff we're going to add in story. So I know, Astrum, you've been a little quiet the last episode or two, but I got a little bit more flashback and backstory next week. And by the way, same for you, Belle. I have another thing for you next week as well that will kind of happen with King Enon. So if you're here, that is, Sierra. If you're not here, then I'll skip it. But I do have something for both Astrum and Sierra next week, just so you guys know.
I rolled.
Astrum, damn. As you roll, well, once again, I'm going to give you your Fishman knowledge advantage here. So give me one more roll with advantage, just because you do have the Fishman knowledge. Wisdom.
16.
Okay, great job. So that actually saved you. Great. Your Fishman knowledge comes in clutch the second rolls. So as you manage Astrum to think, you know that you have to go deep down, almost about like probably like a half a mile away from the land you need to get to. So there's like a good chunk of swimming you guys have to do underwater. And Astrum, you are also aware of a giant shark that guards the location. So something you may want to mention to the team.
Okay, so Astrum kind of looks over to the team and he's thinking about all the times that he's kind of like kept check on like King Enon, because he's had a lot of history in Goldfish and he's had a lot of run-ins with King Enon, so he knows exactly where he stays. So he looks to the team and he's like, about a mile down underwater, that's where he stays. However, there's a giant shark there that guards that place 24/7. We can either sneak past him or we can take him out. I have faith that we could do either. That's up to you guys. You're muted.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry. Pippa wanted to say something. My bad.
I was gonna say, okay, we obviously are gonna water breathe under there, but we should always try to be more secretive than not. It's always better to go into a situation not like they don't know where we're at. So if we can cast some maybe like hang on, there's like a big helicopter outside. Hang on.
Yeah, sorry guys. There was like a giant helicopter outside making a lot of noise. Sorry.
Astrum, if you say it's just straight down, a mile down, I say we need to go in there being sneaky and be on the lookout for this huge shark, and maybe we can do some other things because I have to cast water breathing, or I would try to do something to the team to like keep them safer. Does darkness travel with us?
Well, darkness can go in water, but if you're already going to be casting water breathing, I wouldn't recommend doing multiple stuff like that.
But like the rest of the team, like what else do we have that can keep us sneaky to get down?
Well, Belle has the invisible ring, so Belle can turn invisible. Anybody that has any type of invisibility thing, they can be sneaky with that also underwater.
I mean, I can turn.
I mean,
into
I don't think I can use my flute.
You can use your flute before you go in the water, and then see if you can roll over 15.
I can maybe turn into like a dolphin, and then maybe I can like sonar, keep an eye out for any of the predators.
Well, I mean, you can always turn into a dolphin. You can always do that. That's not the strongest creature opposite a giant shark.
Maybe another shark.
What, like a megalodon?
Yeah, well, that's basically, yeah.
Crocodile. I do like giant crocodile.
Also,
all right, well,
where Astrum is part fishman, can he swim faster than most people
yes,
underwater?
you have advantage. So basically, like, these people can still use just a regular movement speed breathing underwater, but you can you have doubled advantage. So basically, your movement is doubled underwater for that, because you have basically faster swimming abilities. Everybody else wouldn't have such as fast as.
Oh, I can also maybe like call animals and have them kind of shield us, like a whole like swarm of like fish or something.
That's true, but sharks also love eating swarms of fish, so that might
any swarm of animal they'll like, but maybe.
I just realized one of my spells is animal friendship, so I also can do that as well.
Can you
could
just
try.
turn into a giant whale and we can just sit in your mouth?
Pippa, I don't think actually can turn into a giant creature as of yet. I think she only has certain levels of things she can do, and I don't think she can do a giant. I mean, you could try to turn into a humpback.
Like a
like a humpback.
Fit, right?
I mean, yeah, but then Pippa, then you would have to get by the shark too as well, and that might draw more attention to you if you're a bigger creature.
What if I called like a whole herd of other sharks or jellyfish, like a box jellyfish? Those are deadly.
I mean, you could try a lot of things. Right now, you guys, I would just cast Breathe Underwater on everybody.
All right. So if you're gonna go invisible, do anything like that, do it, but stay within the group because we can't see to help you. So
Belle, I'm assuming that you're gonna put on the ring of invisibility that you have, Belle. I would assume that you're gonna put that on to give yourself an extra advantage there. And then Sakura, if you want, you can play your ocarina to try to go invisible. If you perform over 15, then you turn invisible. You'll attempt it. Like I said, Belle, I'm going to have you just put on the ring.
Oh, okay, there we go. 18.
Great job. So Sakura, that's like the first time that's worked. So Sakura,
I was like, I'll attempt it.
You play like a little island thing, like a little island music. Yeah, exactly. Under the sea. Like, that's so good. That's Disney. So Sierra, yeah, you put on the ring and you manage to also go invisible. Halmon takes the spell. Sirus, you take the spell. You can breathe underwater. Astrum, you can already breathe underwater. Clive, you take the spell. You can breathe underwater. Amalia, Stassi, everybody else takes the spell and you can breathe underwater. It's a weird feeling as all of you grow gills. So Sirus, you fill your neck. Clive, you fill your neck. Stassi, Amalia, you fill your neck.
like
just
Harry
open up with gills, like in Harry Potter, exactly, when he eats the gillyweed, and you kind of grow those gills on the side of your neck. It's weird having both lungs and gills. It is a very strange feeling to be able to do both.
As we go down, can I roll like for perception or any type of investigation or anything?
Well, right now it's just the ocean. It's just water. Right now, you guys, as you go into the water, all of you just see underwater. And you have to swim for a little while. However, I need you all to roll, unless you're going to try to do something, but I need everybody who's not invisible to give me a stealth roll. So Belle, you don't have to, and Sakura, you don't have to. But everybody else, give me a stealth roll. I'm going to do a basic generic D20 for Halmon just because he's not here. Ooh, he only got a stealth. Yes.
16 for Clive.
Nice. Ooh, Wendeline. Oof, rough.
1 sec. I'm still trying to find
All
it.
right. My D&D, to be honest, tripping, but I rolled and I got a 17.
17 is fine, Sirus. Amalia, oof.
Mine was
Wendeline,
embarrassing, honestly. I'm a rogue.
yeah. Pippa, even you, oof.
Can I be an animal yet? The only problem is Hollywood's not here. Holman's not here, so then
Well,
no one will know what I'm saying.
Hollywood, I don't know what he has a plus on his. I don't know if he has a plus on his stealth. Actually, guys, let me go check that out on Hollywood's page really fast, just because I need to check.
So the only problem is why if I turn into an animal, no one else can understand me. If I warn them about something that's coming, which is the whole point of why I'm an animal.
No, I think also if you're an animal, you'd probably, unless you want to turn into a smaller animal, you'd be pretty big out there. Stealth.
Actually, I believe Clive could. He could communicate with you telepathically.
Oh yeah, telepathic.
Oh, technically, Sirus can too because he has this helmet of telepathy. But unfortunately, I'm so sorry, guys. It seems that because some of you failed, as you guys get into the water, this giant shark indeed notices half of you. So as half of you were pretty stealthy, Belle, Sakura, you guys are pretty good. However, the rest of you, even Sirus, you're pretty good too. The rest of you, however, this giant shark then kind of comes up from the deep and kind of starts heading straight towards all of you. However, half of you are indeed seen, so you will have to battle the shark. It's not just a easy swim by them with stealth. This shark has seen you, and you are all going to go into battle. However, we shall be doing that next week, not this week. So we will see you guys next week to fight this giant fucking shark and hopefully go and get this third master. Remember, Pippa, you currently have the blue stone. Halmon has the purple stone. This is the next master that Astrum you are aware of. So they have the giant statue down there. Astrum, if you can get your new team to this statue, you might be able to save this master. However, Clive, you also have the key to maybe saving this master. All right, everybody. So we shall be back next week to play some D&D. Great job tonight, guys. Emotional scenes. Get the fuck out of here. Go away. Go be nerds somewhere else.